Okay, so time passed last time. You guys had two sessions ago fought the many-fingered Slender Man in the Amber thing.
And I or a farm.
The time after that, for some reason, some humans, actual humans, gross, descended from the skies and tried to apparently blow the ship up.
They failed.
Imagine being a human.
Imagine being a human.
Imagine not partaking in evolution like a nerd.
Yeah.
Like get some resistance.
I wouldn't call it evolution. It's only been 300 years, but Krezerin does strange things to a body. And they were definitely not Krezerin adapted.
We call that hyperspeed Chernobyl evolution. We call that
Why did you cut your hand off? Your arm off?
The shark.
Okay, so look at the board.
Oh, the shark. Yeah. Right. The shark grabbed you and you decided, let me take out the shark by taking out myself.
But bomb the shark over here.
That was, I gotta admit, probably one of the sicker things I've seen anybody do.
Well, you've only played like...
In any game.
Okay, dang, all right.
About.
He's played 0th edition D&D. I'm taking his word on this.
Yeah, it was 10 at the time, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The original.
And now the game's... No, it isn't. It really isn't. It's 50.
Yeah, I didn't play the game when it dropped because it dropped when I was 2.
Skill issue?
Okay.
Learn to read so that you can understand.
I mean, the game's, I'm only 3 years old or 4 years older than, I guess the game dropped when I was 4, but I'm only 4 years older than the game.
Learn to read with the character sheet?
It wasn't distributed in any way. You know how I got the first copy?
Learn to count with dice?
You know how I got my box set of my first box set? I got it for Christmas. My mom bought it for me. Do you know where she ordered it from? Do you think it was from a bookstore?
No.
No, it was not. It was from a Sears catalog. Sears is I don't even think they're still in business anymore, but
I've heard of them.
They're better known as selling like tools and DIY and like washing machines and stuff like that. But back in the day, they sold clothes and other household items. It was just, you got a catalog in the mail and you would go through it. And there was a section that was like kids' books and stuff. And they had the magenta box set of D&D that you could order. And I begged my mom for it in 1980.
Yeah, Mr. Wilson, the person who runs the middle school D&D club, has been looking for, collects retro D&D stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was at this, was it a party? It was like a board game gathering or something. And a guy just like gave him the original player's handbook, all
the original
hardback though. The
I don't know if it was hardback.
It looks like,
because if it was
like original.
If they
for
were
like $60.
if they were color things, you're talking about the first edition of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Because the very original D&D books that you could actually buy were like, the covers were, they were called the Little Brown Books because the covers were basically brown.
Yeah,
they were the original.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, the Little Brown Books for like 60.
Yeah.
For like 60.
That was
crazy.
There's a note in the thing that when you got into if you had any questions about, this is how original this was. If you had any questions about how the combat was meant to work, it referred you to the miniatures battle system that the game was originally adapted from, called Chainmail. And it said, just look it up over there because we didn't copy everything over. And so the combat system wasn't even complete in that version of the game. It was just like, if you're not sure what to do, just look at Chainmail.
Yeah, the term magic missile is a holdover from Chainmail because wizards, it's missile.
Obviously.
It's magical.
Yeah. Anyway.
And very specific.
So mine wasn't that old. Mine was 2 versions after that in a color box. I still have the box.
2E.
Still have the box.
Anyways.
No, it's not 2E.
2 versions after.
But it wasn't 2E. Okay. So basic D&D, the 0 edition that you're talking about, actually had 4 different versions of it that were published. The Little Brown Books, and then there was the red box. I'm going to get this in the wrong order, and whoever sees this video at some point in time will like yell at me about it. But there was the red box, and then there was the magenta box. That's the one that I've got. And then there was the one that was revised by Tom Moldvay that was a blue box. And
collects them all, and you form the nerd Power Rangers.
and then they started like doing, because the original box only covered levels 1 through 3, and then they had another expansion that was like 3 through 6, and then you had, or 3 through 5, and then 6 through 10, and then like 10 to 15, and the original D&D rules went up to like level 36. While they were doing that, the same company was also starting to publish Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which was a slightly different rule set that wasn't completely compatible and actually competing with themselves on the bookshelf space with a slightly different rule set. And that's the version of the rules that made up AD&D 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 3.5. 4.0 is kind of its own thing. And then the 5th edition that you guys have been playing was like, what if we took Advanced D&D, nobody's called it Advanced D&D since like 3rd edition, but what if we took DNA and grabbed the cool stuff from the basic and brought them together into a new aesthetic, a new vibe? And that's what the 5.0 was like.
And
we want
6.0.
modern rules, but with the vibe of...
And they're starting on 60.
Yep.
Oh, they've been working on 60 for a year and a half now.
They're already
Anyway.
publishing.
We're talking about a bunch of nerd shit that Gavin is bored with, so we're gonna...
Yeah, he's on a whole different vibe of nerd shit. He's on power scaling nerd shit. Whole different vibe.
Yeah.
He's on that Eastern animation.
You would probably vibe with this other game that I've got called City of Mist, where you're like getting new cards to upgrade instead of like having scribble. You like you get a new card that unlocks a whole new set of abilities, and it's like so it's almost like playing Pokemon. It's like you get the additional cards. Like, man, I got a whole new set of powers now that's just on this thing.
This is my fault. I got the ancient.
Or Daggerheart, yeah.
I got the ancient sage on his ramblings, and now we've wasted.
Man,
I'm not wearing my watch.
10 minutes. Yeah, I can go for a bit. I'm not a huge...
Long before your 5th edition's in action.
I don't mind 5e. It's just, I don't mind the rules of 5e. I really hate how much prep it takes. It takes so much time to set stuff
Back in
up.
my day, we didn't have action economies. You just instantly died.
So true. Like, legitimately. You didn't get, like, in D&D, you get experience points for defeating stuff. You finish up, you've seen this in Elden Ring. You beat the guy and 50 XP floats up from your head, right?
You get the runes.
That's how it's supposed to
Oh, yeah.
No. You didn't get experience points for killing monsters until the second edition of AD&D, so that's technically like the 5th version that came out.
Yeah, then you get XP for getting gold.
You got XP for the gold piece value of whatever you managed to get back home. Period.
That makes
Full
sense.
stop.
Alright, that makes sense.
So you didn't get XP for defeating stuff. You got XP for bringing stuff back and surviving to get the stuff back.
Capitalism.
What if I steal a person?
Well,
Now,
it depends
I
on-
have an answer.
Oh, dear God.
Who will pay you a reward for it? Because the reward that they will pay you is how much XP you're going to get. So kidnapping somebody that nobody wants, not useful. Bringing somebody back that somebody is like, my daughter, cool. And you are,
Elon Musk's children.
There's like 20 of them. You gotta be a tad more specific.
no, you gotta, and it's gotta be a kid that he's still speaking to. I don't think there are any more of those.
Oh, yeah.
I'll steal Elon Musk.
He used to force his kids
Yeah,
to
but
group
the-
up with him in Overwatch because he was like a bronze 3 rank Torbjorn
Yeah, he
main.
gets other.
And he was bad, and they were only silver, but they were better than him. So he was like trying to get them to like carry him.
Yeah, Elon Musk's bad at video games, and he hires people to pretend to be him while he's got the face cam going on like a stream, so people think he's good at games.
Bro, Elon Musk sucks. He sucks.
Oh, that is
That's a story.
Oh God,
No,
I doubt he's out of wood.
Hey, can you throw this in the garbage can that's over by the wash machine, please?
I sincerely doubt that. Oh right, his stupid build.
yeah, it sucks a lot.
So yeah, in the original rules for like the original mindset of D&D was like fights would happen, but you got nothing out of it. All it did
Unless
was
you did is like complete what you're supposed to do.
Unless you got
unless it got what you wanted, but all it did was cost you. Like All combat did was cost you because you need to use potions to heal back up. It used up some of your spells. Like that was where. Now, if the treasure that you got from them afterwards worthwhile, but just a straight up fight, like the worst possible thing was like a random encounter with an owl bear out in the wild. Why? Because it was going to hurt. You were going to have to use a bunch of stuff to get better.
And you wouldn't get it.
And you weren't near the lair, so you didn't get any treasure. And owl bears don't bring around backpacks. So it was a lose, 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 lose. So what you got really good at in D&D was avoiding stuff. Original D&D was a lot about going, okay, we've seen them. They haven't seen us.
Let's get out.
We have a pretty good idea of what this fight's going to be like if we go in a fair fight.
Oh, we're running.
Clearly, a fair fight is a terrible idea. So how can we make this the most unfair fight possible?
10 foot. The answer is 10-foot pole and as many hired people as you can afford.
The answer is what I did today. So I'm playing Baldur's Gate. We're just tangenting all over the place. I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 this morning, right? And I'm in like this goblin town stronghold, and they think I'm one of them because I'm playing a drow.
Which is like a neat, which is like
evil elf,
but
well,
like,
they're generally assumed to be evil anyway.
Because like they worship.
So I go past all of the stuff that like I've been allowed pretty much free reign. I end up back in this hallway where nobody's watching me, and I realize there's a room back there with like treasure and stuff in it. So I pick the lock and I get all their stuff, all the treasure that's in there. Come back out, and there's a bunch of crates and stuff there, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go through the crates too. So I'm picking up it's mostly food items. There are 2 barrels that don't have food in them. There are 2 barrels of gunpowder. So I just kind of put those away into the inventory of my barbarian because she's strong. And I go back out to the room where the main dude is.
Tiefling with an engine for a chest, for a heart.
Okay, shh. Anyway, that part doesn't matter. Anyway, I come back in there, and the main dude is trying to do a ritual to speak with dead on this guy who knows that I'm not one of them. I need them to not have a conversation with this guy, because that would be bad. Climb up onto the rafters, and I have 2 exploding arrows, and I shoot an exploding arrow down right in front of one of the guys, and he gets knocked backwards over a ledge and falls down into a pit full of giant spiders. But it happened so fast that nobody saw where it came from, so they kind of scurry around for a little bit, and then they go, oh, I guess he's just gone. I don't know, I heard this big boof, and now he's gone. I don't know what happened. And they all go back to, oh, that's not useful. So I do it again to another guy, and he doesn't go flying. He's like, somebody shot me, and they all gather around him to, I guess, make sure he's okay. And there's torches and stuff around there. So I drop a barrel of gunpowder on top of the torches while they're standing there. Okay. Everybody but the main dude is dead after the opening salvo. There's just one guy left. The problem is, this was at 10 o'clock this morning. So I do the fight. Everybody's dead. Finally beat down the big boss. He's terrifying. The entire rest of the stronghold now knows that I'm not friendly.
Which you're trying to avoid.
I am trying to, all I'm trying to do is leave. I can't get out of combat. Like, I can't get into a state where I'm not currently in combat, so I can't rest, I can't recoup, I can't do anything. And I keep running into subsequent boss fights. Like, every room that I'm going out was the boss, I was like sub-bosses that I was supposed to fight on the way in. Except now, I'm all beat up from this first thing, and I have to do it on the way out. I'm on my, it took me, when did I finish? 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was doing one fight as a continual,
one fight.
Can't break me. One fight. I never got out of combat. I was doing it as one combat for 3 hours.
One consecutive fight.
Working my way out of this thing, unable to get. But every single one of those fights was me going, what is the most unfair thing I can do in this particular fight that is going to, like, oh, these guys are coming through these doors, and I have a giant spider with me. Web that door, web that door. So every door that they come through, they have to come through slow while I'm plinking at them with arrows or whatever.
Sorry, context. Unrelated giant spider to the pit of giant spiders that he threw the guy into.
Yes.
He can just do giant spiders.
Yes. One of my guys can. Also giant wolves. That was useful too. Anyway. All right. Tangents all over the place. Sorry about that. Okay, so.
Anyway.
I'm healed-ish. Healed, but now rustable.
I mean, technically.
You've got a new toy. You are a new toy. Week and a half has gone by, and you're coming you're coming close to the end of this leg of your journey, which brings you to the Whisper Well.
All right. Remember, no whispers. I have to point at you for once.
Who has been helping you in the kitchen with as you get used to your arm again? Jamarmathine? What's his name?
Definitely not Jamarnath Arnold.
Jamarnath Arnold. You gave me a crew member named Jamarnath Arnold or whatever the heck his name.
It wasn't
Jamarnath Arnold. Yeah, sure. He's a chef or so, like sous chef.
That's what I named my Cyclops.
He's a sous chef. Now I'm picturing a Cyclops who's a sous chef.
It's a submarine.
Because Subnautica.
What's Subnautica?
It's a game where the entire game is an ocean. So it's very scary.
It's a horror game.
The last movie.
You crash land on an ocean planet, and your goal is to uncrash land, and also
uncrashed.
But there's a disease, so you have to do plot to get rid of to make your.
You have to do plot. Is that what you call it? You have to do plot.
Also, there was an ancient civilization at one point, and
Bros, I think we're gonna have to do plot. Yeah, we're gonna have to do plot.
I mean, you have to.
And also, there's an ancient civilization, and one of their buildings turns into a laser and shoots down the rescue ship.
So Jamarnath Arnold,
of course.
is like, so have you ever been to one of these Whisperworlds?
Yeah.
Did you do it?
I think.
Have you ever seen did we ever watch Treasure Planet?
We started watching it, I think.
So the ship that is trying to find Treasure Planet has a guy on it, Long John Silver, who's like the ship's cook, and he has a cybernetic arm.
Yeah.
That he's got like it like rotates out various attachments and stuff like that, and he uses it for like chopping food and then dicing. It keeps like changing into various like cooking implements.
Yeah.
It just suddenly reminded me of squeaking. What's this thing?
Old Disney animation jump scare.
Oh, it's not Disney. That's what I like about it. It's not Disney.
Animation jump scare.
Anyway,
Jump scare.
so did you do it? The Whisperwell?
As far as I can remember, I'm pretty sure we mentioned that in like a previous session that I put something in and got like delicate taste or something.
Oh yeah, that's what you. So, are you gonna do it again?
I don't know. I already lost something pretty important on the journey here. So, maybe. No.
It must have been like your pocket watch or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clink, clink, clink.
I like that. It's like you're looking for like a watch or something, and you're sitting there with the thing going.
No, it was a lot more recent than that.
Clink, clink, clink.
I was joking. I get. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mentioned it. I asked one of the captain for advice about it, and he thought it was he got really mad about it. Like even thinking that we were gonna do it, like that anybody on the crew would do it.
Yeah, might lose something pretty important.
Yeah, but why would he care? It's like our thing. I mean, it's just a...
Shut up.
Electrocute who? Jamarnath Arnold or the captain?
You should not do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm associated with you, and here's one thing that I value that you apparently don't. My job. So maybe you don't. Are you telling?
Electrocuting the captain is bad for business?
It's bad for it's bad for me continuing to be in the business because I'm associated with you.
Then I'll electrocute you too.
That's act. Then
I'll become the captain.
you should not do that.
I'll become the captain.
You'd make like
I'll become king of pirates.
I mean...
You hear this guy?
you're a cruise ship.
I'll get a new one.
I have to say, I mean, for the record, I keep thinking that
I'm going to
You could
throw your lightning into the window.
I've got a game that you could run One Piece. 100%.
Masks.
Oh yeah. You do.
It's a superhero game.
You use a superhero game to play pirates because
Because that's basically what
because
it's basically what they like. Come on.
One Piece is literally What if all the main characters and and main villains were superheroes and everybody else is not?
But also, it's a fan
Are superheroes. That's like
Superpowered.
superpowers.
What if the villains and the good guys were all
Common sense, you buffoon.
we're all superpowered? All right. Anyway,
Just
yeah, I don't know. I was weird how mad the captain got. I don't know.
I don't know.
He's
Maybe he threw something else into the Whisperwell once and it lost some.
no, it
lost
isn't what he
money
said.
on
He
it.
said it would mess everything up. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Does it mess everything up? I mean, does it? Do you acting weird about? Do you not remember what happened last time you did it?
No, I thought that was just kind of like you throw it in and then you forget what you threw in. Are you telling me that's not a normal thing?
That seems weird, though.
Are you telling me that's not a normal thing? That you forget what you threw into the... I mean, it's a magic. I mean, it's a...
I guess it depends on what you threw away. If you threw away man, did you throw away like a memory?
I don't know. I just kind of assumed that the magic hole that leads to hell acts weird.
I mean,
Fly. Then you go into electrocute.
do you? Did your cousin do it? Maybe I can ask him. Does he remember?
I never asked him. I just assumed.
I feel like there's some weird gaps in what should have been like a really important.
It's a magic canyon hole that leads to hell. I kind of assumed it would.
Magic. You think it's really? I mean,
You drop something in, and then you get words of power.
Sure, but
It's magic.
magic. It's just whispers.
Whispers
I summoned a squad of sharks into existence a week ago, and I lost an arm because of it.
Yeah, but
They were just chilling.
But that's just whispers. Like I would know. Would you really think whispers are magic? I don't know about if I believe in magic.
If I got the correct whisper, I could delete you from existence. Like,
Well,
I feel
yeah,
like
but
that's
that would be
sort of-
really bad, though. You wouldn't want to do
Well,
that.
yeah, but
There's this thing that I have from this TV show called Firefly that they're sitting around talking about, and one of the characters in the show is kind of knows a bunch of stuff about the crew that she shouldn't or couldn't, and like I think she's a reader. I think she can read people's. And one of the guys, the pilot of the ship, goes like, I mean, reading people's mind. Come on, that's kind of science fiction. And his wife looks at him and goes, "You live on a spaceship." He's like, "Yeah, but that's just a space. That you're talking about psychic, but come on." And I think it's funny to have like Wildsea with all this crazy stuff, and people are like, "Oh, come on, magic, really? Nah, come on."
all right.
When you guys have like summoned storms and like,
All right, whisper, ancient skeleton, divine death.
I'm never ever giving you that whisper in any game. For one thing,
Well,
you say it too much even without an excuse.
Oh yes.
Anyway.
because I find it personally funny.
All
It
right.
is. If you were there, you would know.
Well, yes, but also like the absurdity of the ancient skeleton divine death blast.
If you were there, you would.
What is that even from?
If you were
A
there, you
Tumblr
would.
post. It's actually skeleton divine death blast. I added the ancient subconsciously. I wrote it.
But what's never mind. I'll look it up on top.
It's like a person going, can you stop doing NSFW art? And then the person who they're asking to do you come into my house and tell me how to arrange my furniture? What a fool you are! Skeleton divine death blast, and it's a picture of like a witch or something.
That's
Like
fine. Telling him not to do not safe for work art or something.
yeah,
That's fine.
is like, can you? And the voiceover person was like, can you not do an SFW, please? And that's
funny.
the stupidest Withers skeleton.
Yeah, no, it's funny. All right.
Anyways,
This is the bumbler.
the
The
bumble.
bumbler. You just got bumbled.
Well, speaking of which, no, it's
Some of the
time
Passengers.
are fine.
some of the passengers are also curious about this as the days grow short before getting to the Whisperwell. Some of the passengers, the Amber cultists, have pretty much subsided. They're really kind of trying to stay out of everybody's way at this point in time. But there's other passengers, and a couple of them are like, you hear everybody is talking about the Whisper Room. Some of them are going there, like there's sort of academic types that are going there just to study the phenomena. There's some,
I see magic.
There's some people with way more money than sense that have paid for like the first class booths and stuff like that, and they're planning on going. But they seem to have some sort of thing going where they're going to ask their servants to give something up so that they can get something back from the well.
That feels objectively evil.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to, but they're sort of trying to talk their servants into it. There's at least one of those conversations.
Using a lower class for your own gain. Brendan.
Capitalism in my Wildsea?
Capitalism being the villain? What are Brandon Lee Mulligan? I don't know.
I was hating capitalism before Brennan was born.
Well, yeah, that's not a high bar.
Well, he is 30 something.
You were, let's say, you were born before a decent number of the people currently alive and doing things.
That's hurtful. Yeah, actually, at one point in time, you actually see this happening over in the restaurant area because the servants are waiting on these folks, and the Howell is this guy's name. Is like, oh, I'm sure that Jemison here will be willing to give something up for the betterment of the household. Isn't that right, Jemison? I'm sure that's true in most cases, sir. Yes, very good, Jefferson. We'll talk about it more when we get there. I'm sure you will be recompensed appropriately.
Once they're off the ship and nobody's looking, full permission to electrocute that.
Yeah, full permission to electrocute all the capitalists.
You see that billionaire? Shoot him. You know your targets.
When the first class folks leave and the servants are still there, sort of clearing away all the stuff on the table, you're still kind of in that space. Do you talk to these guys or do anything or say anything to these folks while you're? I'm talking to you,
Mr. Security.
The servants left behind after the first class guys leave, they're still like clearing out the table and stuff like that, and they're murmuring to each other. Like a couple of them are murmuring, so that. The sort of the butler, Jemison, that was, he's the one sort of overseeing everything. But two of the younger servants for these people are whispering at him very angrily, like.
I should listen in.
You can try.
Yes, I'm certainly going to. I'm certainly going to.
Why don't you?
Security guard.
Why don't you?
State.
Yeah, surveillance. That's what I'm trying to do here.
Are you?
You're trying to prevent.
I'm trying.
You're trying to prevent people. No, you're trying to prevent loss of. You're trying to prevent loss of property via sometimes violent means, and your job is to electrocute anybody who pulls in.
Why don't you give me grace is 1 dice and sense, or you know what? Actually, roll low sour.
Low sour. Okay.
Which is going to be a very easy roll.
Yeah.
Because
four juicy dice. Not English.
It's English in Britain.
No.
2 6s. Oh wait, no. Sorry, a 6, a 5, a 3, and a 1.
2, 5, 3, 1. Okay, no twist.
However, try it.
So one of the servants is this younger woman. Her name is Sarah.
Yes, Sarah.
Huh? No, Sarah.
Sorry. Pronunciation, my good chap.
Sarrah. Sarah.
Sarah.
Anyway, but she's very angrily telling Jemison that he can't do this because it takes things away from you. And first of all, it's not going to work. But even if it does, that means they get the benefit and you have to shoulder all of the downside. And that's just, there's no way that anybody pays anybody enough to have to put up with that. And this guy is like, been with the family a long time. Sometimes he's like, when you're older, you'll understand that one's commitment to one's household supersedes even self-centered consideration of this. She goes, well, it's self-centered. Self-centered is thinking that other people can suffer all the pain for you and you get all the benefit. That's self-centered.
All right.
Pay your employees.
The longer this goes on, the higher the likelihood that Sean's gonna be like, I just like him here on the ship.
I think. Yeah, I think
Maybe we could gently convince him
I'm going to ask.
consider.
So.
Hey, let him.
So who's the name of this man who's trying to get you to sacrifice one of your personal possessions for this whisper?
His name is Howell. Is his family name. Not Howl like a wolf, but like Howell.
I thought for sure it was a Howl's Moving Castle reference
No,
first.
definitely not.
I don't know. Julio.
He somehow he's got a lot of influence and a lot of people that work for him. He's you want to find out more about him?
Yes.
From these guys or just in?
No, from these guys. They seem to know plenty about him.
Well, yeah, they work for him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a pie to throw into.
So you're just gonna walk up and say, "So who is this person that you work for?" Is that the general approach? Tell me what.
Yeah, that's my general approach.
You just kind of.
But I don't need to make it seem like I'm a
I
stalker.
wonder
Or
if we
anything.
have any like.
You are.
I'm a security.
It's stalking is.
Same.
Listen, stalking is his job.
That's fair.
That's why I said he is.
All right. Yeah, I'm just going to walk up to them.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just like oiling my wrist.
Grace and
I was gonna say
Sway.
Yeah, I was gonna say Titan Sway, but it works.
Well, Tides and Sway is fine. You're right. Tides and Sway is
Because
better.
Tides is basically
Feeling
Tides came up a lot more when
vibes.
yeah.
Vibe checks.
Yeah, Tides
Yeah.
came up a lot more in me, Kale.
Yeah. It's definitely.
Double ones and a 3.
Ooh.
They do not trust your ass. I'm gonna be for real. You are open carrying too many weapons.
Okay, so when you go in and say like, can you tell me a little bit about your boss? And Jemison just snaps down on just locks all this stuff down. It's like, we are not at liberty to discuss any of the private details of our employer. And he makes it very clear. Obviously, any such action would be grounds for immediate termination for anyone who worked for Sarah Howell. And not only termination, but retribution. Isn't that the case for anyone?
So we got
who worked
Sarah and we got Sarah.
Sarah, and no, Sarah as in Sir.
Oh,
S-E-R. Sarah Howell.
you just pronounced it like Sarah Howell.
Sarah.
I heard Sarah Howell.
Yeah, Sarah Howell. The title is Sarah. So in any case, obviously we are not at liberty to discuss any private information of our employer. Good day, sir. And he turns and motions to the other two who have to obviously have to go with him because he is locking these guys down. He's really he's not their employer, but he's their boss.
Perchance a union.
The redhead, Sarah, who was arguing the most vehemently with him, as she turns away, taps on the table once on this little card that's on the table in like a little card holder type of thing. Like kind of tips it over and taps on it as they turn and walk away.
Perchance a union would be in order.
The card has so the card is like a you ever been at any place where like there's like all the seats are like there's like a seating order for where people need. So the table has the name of the guy and like underneath that like their suite number and when they generally speaking all of their boarding all their information about when they boarded and stuff like that. Given that, you could go and look stuff up.
So what's their suite number?
For security reasons.
103. It's honestly the first of the suites because 101 and 102 are the captain's quarters.
Yeah. We're at like 4021.
You're like in like
We've got
room 520. It's like
a closet.
That's literally what it is. I mean,
We sleep vertically.
if you've ever,
Like the guys on the ISS, yeah.
Like
you know those like the things that are meant for carrying like really tall packages at DIA that are like for putting skis and stuff in. That's just what each one of your like. That's where you guys sleep.
We sleep vertically.
You step backwards up into the wall and it just rotates and takes you back up into the wall.
we sleep vertically, like horses and other animals of labor. I haven't listened back.
Horses can sleep laying down.
Well, yeah.
Lies.
Sleep hovering 3 inches off the
Alright,
ground, so
well,
you never step foot
Yeah,
on private property.
I'm not doing sleeping.
But that's, I mean, the only twist there is that she appreciates your meddling, but she can't say anything about it. But she can tell you at least that much is that the guy owns like, and that's you could find out some more stuff. But I mean, there isn't a lot you can do about sabotaging the guy.
You know, legally.
I mean, it's not snooping. It's for security reasons.
It's for security reasons. The security of employees.
Time to check out this man's room.
Well, he headed back to the room, so it's probably occupado right now.
Yeah, you should probably.
But if you wait till they're out on the,
I have a hammer.
if you wait till they're out on the at like the observation deck or something like that, and
For,
you know that they're going to be busy,
Ever played Hitman?
Alright.
you can check and see
Right.
lots of
Yeah,
stuff.
can I listen against the door? Would that be an option to see if anyone's
I
there?
mean,
Okay,
it's
so,
risky.
So, what if you get caught? Would you, perchance,
I'll electrocute them.
you should not be brought on any stealth endeavors.
I'm the head of security.
Listen, while I do encourage the knocking down a peg of people with large sums of currency, perchance do not do it if it will hinder your abilities to knock down a peg future meetings with people with large.
Sean's like, definitely mess them up, but don't let it be traced.
Look, I'm the head of security. Intimidating people is part of my whole thing.
I'll
Yeah, but,
smash
like-
their face in, but I won't leave any signs that anything happened.
Now we are a mile above the trees.
Yeah, weirdly, your name is like carved into the head of the hammer. So every time you smack somebody in the forehead, it just stamps the sake across their forehead.
Somebody's riding on the ships below the waves. Body drops on the floor. Is that Elon Musk?
You know, I can fly. I'll just plop them down and come back.
Do you understand how fast we're going?
I'll
Just
go
to stay
faster.
up?
I can move at the speed of lightning. Probably.
No, wrong, incorrect.
You can glide and float. You can move it to like
This man is not Goku.
Alright, so what was the man's name again?
Owl.
Sir Howell.
Sir Howell. His first name is not Sarah. It's like Sir. Hi, Doc.
You know,
How you doing?
the linguistics do be drifting.
Yeah.
So, Gavin, I have a name.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you planning on doing in this case? Because
Houston, perchance consider don't.
the only way you're going to be able to prevent this from happening, if you got the loyal guy who's willing to give up something for the other dude, it's either going to go sideways or it will work. The only way to prevent it from happening at all would be temporarily kidnapping Jemison and like locking him in someplace where he can't.
And I feel like that's a little bit worse. Just like
This is just bad people being bad people.
like one day when we've retired, we can go on a little voyage and do a little head hammering. But for now, it's none of our business.
Are you, Gavin, are you planning on doing anything with the Whisper Well?
Can I jump into it?
So what would I gain from
Can?
What would happen to me?
Physically
You know,
can?
like not even me. Like,
Okay, so
What would I gain?
Okay, so can? Yes, absolutely, always. Should.
well, should isn't my.
Scientists kept asking whether or not they could, never asked whether or not they should.
Eventually we end up with dinosaurs again. Or just like giraffes, because like,
Dire wolves are.
no, they're not. Listen, I appreciate the work those scientists are doing, but those aren't dire wolves. They're like, they're like fancy.
Some of them. Some of the
DNA
DNA.
coding is 90.
They peaked at the wool.
90% accurate.
They peaked at the woolly mice, and I'll believe when they're dire wolves when it's 100% accurate.
Anyway.
Like 100%.
No, it's really,
They peaked at the woolly mice.
it's not quite 90.
They peaked at the mice who also
In any
had
case,
woolly mammoth teeth.
in any case,
Science peaked with the woolly mice.
nobody really knows what's at the bottom of the Whisper Well, except it goes a long ways down, and then you get into the under eaves and stuff like that. And maybe there's a lot of theories about Whisper Wells. Like,
maybe don't take
like, why are they
the one way?
The question is, like, why are they Whisper Wells? Why do they do what they do? If you're giving up something into the well, what is that doing? Some of the visions that Sean's character has had would indicate that it's about the connection of the stars to the Wildsea that makes the Whisper Wells work.
Oh, I just
a lot of other
thought.
What's that?
As above, so below.
A lot of theories about the Whisper Well are that because it goes all the way down to the under eaves, it's the whispers coming up out of it. So you're making a deal with whatever's down in the under eaves.
What if I throw the guy,
maybe
the
don't
rich guy in there?
or you
Who do you give up to? What do you give up to the Whisper Well? It's not so much a what as a who. And when you say who, I mean him.
rich.
Excuse me?
I am Satan. Who do you sacrifice to my dark power? Elon Musk. I asked for a person. We're already taking him later.
Yeah.
We
would be
don't
like,
want him.
you get ready to throw him in there, and he'd be like, to quote Odysseus, what?
And like everybody at least once in Epic.
Yeah, what? Doc, what are you doing?
What's This is
Oh yeah, the dog is terrified.
I will be playing the rest of the game like this.
No, let him down. Let him down.
I believe in his jumping. I believe in his jumping capabilities.
So are you not planning on making a trade at the Whisper Well?
I could throw in my ceramic battery that I've had the whole time.
Oh yeah, honestly, like
As a bomb.
honestly, if you have something that you don't particularly care for, go off.
Well, yeah, but there's a question of if you don't particularly care for it, would it even work?
You're not.
I don't think the star.
And I need that guy's on. Listen, bucket.
Okay, Mr. Raccoon, I am not giving you my vibranium space arm.
Okay.
The other one, your living arm.
I'm giving you that even less.
I'm giving you that even less. Okay. There is a message
Chance a toenail.
A ceramic battery.
there is a message that goes out to all the crew that night, to the crew of the ship, that says basically, while we understand that some of the guests are going to be availing themselves of the Whisper Well, we want to strongly discourage any members of the crew from making use of or trying to make a trade with the Whisper Well. We have experience in these situations, and we want to emphasize to all of our valued crew members that this is actually, I take this back, this isn't a message. He pulls everybody together to an all hands meeting. He pulls them into the bridge, like everybody, all the crew come into the bridge, and the captains stand together. And it's rare that you get them in the same room because they have different shifts. And it's like, we want to encourage all of you not to engage in the Whisper Well. The less that you interact with the well, the fewer regrets you will have in the future. Some of you may have had experience with this in the past, and I believe that most of you would back me up on the fact that you never quite get what you're expecting in these situations. It would be disruptive and difficult.
Scratching.
And we just want to discourage that. This is meant to be, and we're explaining this to all of our passengers as well, that this is meant to be a tourism stop where one sees without experiencing the well.
Do not approach the entity.
Yeah.
I'm jumping in. Yeah.
Okay, so
There's a little bit of a weird vibe off of what the captains are saying here, but
who
Senku is like, but what if
checking pocket?
I traded myself in?
What? So,
What would I get if I gave them?
what if I was goaded though? Perchance it was a skill at you all along.
Could I actually be like, if I gave you all my stats, could I have back better stats?
Can I re-roll for the low price of 100 gold, Miss Withers?
Reroll for the low price of all of me.
Your eternal soul.
I would like to offer this.
It-
Offer
My
this.
present is myself. Take it.
Spits you back out.
That is a terrible idea.
Spits you back out, but your like hair color is slightly different.
What if I give it my bag of pink balls?
Probably not. Probably not that.
It gives you a cord.
Purple.
It throws out a spit of
You
a.
give it the ping pong paddle and all the magic ping pong balls, and you get back a ping pong table. Ironic,
No, it's
because
no.
now you can't use the table.
no. There's a rude quake. That's a spit of a tennis court that comes out immediately after.
But the captains do seem to be kind of giving off a bit of a vibe with this. This whole speech feels a little bit, I don't know, weird.
If Valley still existed, this one would be uncanny.
What do you mean?
You should not throw away your main melee weapon, consider,
That's not melee.
and then you lose all your lightning powers.
Lightning's not. No, he's not the god of hammers.
I have
How dare you make a Thor effort in my presence during our RPG session?
I have a heavy hammer that
Jail for 1,000 years.
orders blunt game.
That was a good.
Jail for
That
fun.
was a fun reference.
Jail for 1,000
That
years.
was a good reference.
Oh, that's a piece of an antler.
Oh.
With this one,
Piece of what?
Piece of an antler.
Bully's got strong teeth.
Yeah, I know. He can,
Oh, well,
Why is the antler green?
because it was sitting out in the forever and moss was growing on it. It was sitting out in the wilderness.
because, nature.
Actually, that's after I scrubbed it for a while to get most of the gunk off of it. Dog doesn't care. That's just-
in my bag.
That's
If it
just
fits, I eat. If
That's
it
just
fits, I
flavor.
eat. I was planning to do with that. Hey, Doc, you want the actual, full part? I should probably point the bits.
All right. So what are you guys doing in preparation for arriving? We should be there tomorrow, probably early in the day. Have a good night's sleep, and be prepared mostly to keep people from out of.
Just gently tell them
Shock
to.
them.
No.
No.
Not going. If somebody's going to do something, that's fine. They will be given the opportunity to go down to the observation buildings if they want to
Oh yeah, because we can't
interact closely.
we can't land on the
Oh yeah, they could.
forest.
The ship can be a ship.
No,
It's just also an airship. It can land.
yeah, I know, but we have to do it at ports. I'm pretty sure it's
No.
somewhere.
No. It's
Where is it? Where is he?
over here.
What if I supercharge my battery and turn it into a bomb and then throw it in?
Perchance don't.
Why?
You should not.
But it's
Oh, we can only take off from the waves.
Yeah, you have to get away from the port, which is fine. They land. We're gonna be coming down, and we will all be debarking from the ship.
And
Everyone will be debarking from the ship for a period of time.
for reasons definitely not relating to the
That giant
insect
moth.
in the basement.
That whole thing.
Say more about that.
No, that was out of character.
No, say more about that. No, I know you're not saying it to them. I'm saying I as the GM am saying
I'm just saying we've got a creature that is mysteriously close to. We've got an object that is close to not being an object, and it would be beneficial if the people who were perchance in the giant ceramic cocoon were not when it became not an object. I am saying perchance a lot today.
yeah.
well, maybe chance.
We
Shut
should just
up,
eliminate it.
chance.
So what's your running theory here?
It's very close to hatching. Oh, and we're also near the thing, and we're also near the place where you can sacrifice something to get back a better thing. So
So I can throw myself in to become even more cool.
or you come back wrong. Like,
Even better.
you don't understand the word wrong. It's like conceptually, dictionarily.
Well, a negative times a negative is positive. So a wrong
So-
and a wrong.
Are you thinking?
Look at that.
All right. I'm not going to ask what you're thinking. When morning comes around and the ship lands or comes down into the waves a couple miles shy of the whisper well, which means you don't get to see it from the air when you approach. So it kind of comes up on you rather abruptly. I've shown you this picture a bunch, but it's basically almost like a swirling whirlpool in the trees. And there's a ruins on the edge of it. Imagine the swirling whirlpool, except right on the edge of the swirling whirlpool, there's the Parthenon, and you can park there.
Remember, no whispers. Because no whispers at the whisper well. Except under
Strongly discouraged.
Except under really funny circumstances.
I can yell all three of my whispers.
You might
at the
yell.
same time.
You might.
Word goes out on the ship that it is time for everyone to depart the ship.
I'm grabbing as many ingredients as I can.
Greens?
Ingredients.
Oh, ingredients. I think you should just
Wait,
bringing all the
I have a
lettuce.
smart idea.
I've just
Is that
got
actually-
a solid.
Okay, it worries me when he says it that way. I have a smart idea.
Yeah.
I've just got a solid
If Galvin were to
head
throw
lamp
himself
on
in
my
there,
back.
if Galvin were to throw himself in there, he could just shout "Grove of Twisted Trees" and not.
And then
Fall into
and then
the
we
abyss.
close the hole and never worry about it again.
Well, I have caves beneath, so maybe
Two.
the well beneath the well.
Are you
The shower.
are you saying jump in and say a grove of twisted trees in the
Listen.
caves beneath and combine two whispers as you jump into the whisper well, offering up yourself?
Listen, guys, I know it goes to hell. But what if I
No,
made
it
hell
goes to the
deeper
unders.
using magic?
And also fill it with trees.
Hell.
So,
Hell, but also greenery. Green hell. Limbo ultra kill.
Imagine that.
Let me see your sheet.
Oh god.
Let's get actually.
Okay, so
I think I am gonna
you should
perfect plan.
I mean, yeah, I forgot to mark it, but you do have a mark on your mind turns to sacrifice in times of trouble.
this is not sacrifice, it's suicide.
Make amends for an ancestor's wrong?
What kind of wrongs? What?
Wait, this is all lighting up too.
Avert a disaster by causing another disaster.
Yes, I'll jump into the whisper well. I can fly, so.
How did that line up, bro?
Because it's me. This is all part of my master.
See, I'm trying to figure out how I was going to wrap up this campaign. I didn't realize that you guys are not only going to not wrap it up, but going to shred the wrapping paper and throw it into the garbage.
Start that.
And then Kobe it into the garbage can. All right.
No, that's John.
Are you departing the ship?
Yeah.
Alright.
Grabbing as many ingredients as I can carry on my back.
Now,
Emergency.
there's just a few people that actually, there's an old, withered, hard, like almost bark covered ectus here that lives in the building or is here all the time to answer questions and stuff. He's kind of dressed like a monk, like a not a D&D monk, but like
Tour guide.
yeah, but like a temple monk.
What do you call those things? Wildsea. Isn't there a specific name for those?
For what?
Like Wildsea monks.
Oh, I mean,
No.
there's a couple. There's different stations that would pass for something like that.
Something spiritual. What's got the
So people are debarking onto this platform.
barking? As in bark, as in trees.
That's funny.
Ha,
Um,
Bark, bark.
except they're
Yeah,
not barking because they're debarking.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's actually
They're saying carb instead. It's the opposite of barking.
Really like stabbing you with this hammer.
well, yeah.
He stabs everybody, including himself, with that thing.
Yeah,
It's like watching a child run around with a knife.
but it's inside them, and they're actually peeling themselves constantly.
All right. What are you doing?
Just drop the battery in there.
I'll drop my battery in there.
You've done this whole Euros.
My beloved battery.
Do you charge it up first?
Yeah, I'll supercharge it into a bomb.
You should not throw a bomb into hell.
It's not hell.
I'll throw a bomb.
The Undereves is not hell. It's hellish, not hell.
It's the green and brown equivalent of hell.
Listen, if you get hellish enough, then it's literally just hell. Hell is hellish.
Yes, you're
You're a goofy goober.
So-
You're just a silly little guy.
you throw something in the whisper well, and it gives you something even better.
No,
Two
not,
batteries.
Two exploding batteries.
The first double A anybody's seen in 300 years.
give it back to him. Don't drop it. It'll hurt his feet. It'll hurt his teeth.
You're sort of leash. First double battery
What?
anybody's seen in 300
All right,
years.
we're gonna go around. We're gonna go around. What in your mind? Okay, so as you approach the whisper well, you can't help it. The thought of the thing you want more than anything occurs to you as you're approaching the whisper well. It's almost as though somebody were offering it to you in your mind. The thing that you want more than anything from the well, even though you had no intention of putting anything into it, occurs to you. What is it? Who's got an answer first? What? Oh God! If it's I want to be Goku, I swear to God, I'm gonna take your hand.
Just like me for real.
I mean the player's hand, not the character's. Anyway,
Just like me for real.
What about
Shing.
a giant battery? Electrocute all the time.
The first
Like a punching bag.
The first double A battery anybody's seen in 300 years.
Like a battery the size of me.
The first Duracell that what's left of humanity has seen in 300 years.
What about you, Houston?
I can
A powerful whisper capable of destroying a mighty beast.
perchance. I gotta shut down. I'm trying to stop saying perchance.
Perchance. Perchance.
I'm starting to sound like a Victorian noble.
Okay.
Perchance.
What's the thing that you want more than anything that's a whisper well could give you?
Some sort of just any ingredient that never runs out. I would just like,
A self-sustaining ingredient.
or just like that one infinite beer glass that Doctor Strange gives to Thor, but it's like pepper.
Could I hypothetically like a the ability to Kamehameha
Do you value limbs?
by electrocuting?
Do you value your limbs?
Like electrocuting inside of it?
You want to be able to do what?
Kamehameha.
Guards.
You can already do that. You can throw lightning out of your palm of your hand.
Guards. Okay, you know what? Guards, you see that man's arms? Yeah, I don't want to. Get rid of him. Chop chop. No!
Why did you give him that idea?
I don't even know what I would want. My character.
He literally
electrocuting thing.
This man literally promised to disarm you.
No.
Literally.
The ultimate. I want the ultimate punching bag.
Dragon Ball fans, when they have to get amputated, they're just like future Gohan.
I'm even cooler now.
Don't worry about it, Chief.
I just look back and be like,
I
Give me a second, I'm looking up something.
miss Mr. Cam. Don't worry about it. Wait, how do you...
Doc Springfield once I got him.
you're crazy.
Yep,
You are
Crazy.
You're, oh,
I'm the one.
with my hair.
they put me in a room, Gavin. A room. You know what that rubber room contained? You better believe it was rats.
Rubber rats.
And you know what rats do? Rats are crazy, Gavin. You know what?
Crazy?
I was crazy,
Crazy
once.
once. You know what they did?
All right, we're passing to Philip. I did not agree to this. You did not agree to this. See how he holds me?
John, do you have treat?
Uh,
Or not treat,
yeah, I
Ben.
got one.
You're gonna impale your eye.
You never. Don't worry. It's just a skill.
It's literally closing your eye for you.
Yeah, he's a little bit silly with this sort of thing. Efficiency be damned. He will chew and bite until it is done.
I don't think you're. That's not gonna work. It's stuck.
I believe. I got the
Let
time.
me see your sheet.
Doc's such a goofy little boy.
Phil, what time is it?
16?
See.
All right. Going around the table. Come on back. The thought comes into your head. I didn't do anything. The thought comes into your head. If you want, the whisper well wants your cleaver.
I am not giving it.
Philip, what was the thing you thought of? Oh, a whisper that can destroy a powerful beast.
Yeah.
If you want that, Whisperwell wants your cutlass wrapped in your cloak.
So definitely not. And Davin, you already threw on the story.
The Whisperwell just kind of slides off of you because you don't have any, like, none of your, like, you're just, like, you are who you want to be. So there just doesn't seem to be anything for the well to grasp onto.
My
mind is pure.
What I will tell you is that
smooth brain.
What I will tell you is that as everybody has debarked from the ship and everyone's kind of like sitting there at the Whisperwell and experience, like, you can see that a lot of people are experiencing something as they're staring down fixedly into the bottom of this thing, and in some cases trembling or something like that. The captains, both of the captains are looking down into this, and then they turn and look at each other, and they both turn. And to remind you, one of the captains is a moth, and one of them is a moth celicrate. It's made up of like 10,000 moths. They turn and they look at each other, and they both head back to the ship.
10 trillion butterflies.
What do you do? The Whisperwell wants your cleaver. Or, well, the Whisperwell is willing to.
The Whisperwell is not getting my flavor.
It's just enough.
But I've got to.
Why?
But it's special.
Okay, so let's
This
tell us. No. Listen, tell us why. Because clearly you don't want to give up your cleaver because it's important to you. Why? Why is that? Tell us why that is.
Because not only would I be losing like a very effective cleaver, I've made a lot of memories with this thing, just like the things that I've.
Everything that you've cooked, everything that you've made, all this.
All the people I've killed.
We don't talk about that.
We don't. You don't.
It's got that wavy metal pattern in it from. Like,
you don't recognize the bodies in the water.
Some of those are mine.
What about you, Phil?
Can electrocute water.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no. Over my cold dead body.
I mean.
I mean, to be fair, the way you do it, it wouldn't be cold afterwards. Just be dead.
You have to meet both of the.
And you already threw the battery.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You have to meet both requirements. So lightning is a no-go.
So after rejecting what the well is asking for, you guys also notice that the captains are heading back to the ship and leaving most of the other people here.
So,
well, I feel a little bit strange having carried an entire supply of a cabinet on my back. I'm just gonna go and put that back.
Dump it in the whisper.
I don't understand how hard it is to get land these days.
So I'm gonna need to go back and see that all the security on the security mechanisms.
Make sure nobody's stealing anything.
So as you're heading back, as you guys are heading back towards the ship, you see that the captains, like, one of them has gone aboard, the other one is untethering the ship.
Good thing I have wave walk.
Good thing I can fly.
Do you have wave walk?
Yes, I have one in wave.
I'm asking Sean.
Oh.
I actually have no movement skill whatsoever.
I'll carry you.
I'll just ride the dog.
I'll ride the dog.
Yeah, that's.
Alright, dog, get ready.
Is yours a pin?
Ready.
Oh, you got an actual wolf, not like a pin wolf or something, right?
I've got like a wolf, but it's
No, it's
long.
not a.
It's like got very long legs. It's like a golden retriever was on stilts.
So are you just departing off the dock and going across the waves to get to the ship rather than dealing with trying to board before he untethers? Are you heading over to?
I'm trying to board before we untether this. I'm trying to get on the ship.
Captain, leaving without us?
Trying to like get on the ship.
I think you're going to want to stay off the ship for this one, Paris. Both of you, you're going to want to stay off the ship.
Oh really? What's so important?
It's been an honor.
I'm sorry, what? Say again?
Just stay here.
I don't think I want to.
I will electrocute you.
What's this? My stones!
We are
You sound like a security hazard right now.
we are respectfully terminating your contract.
Well, time to.
That's bad. Okay, so, contract terminated.
Unfortunately,
You are legally allowed to execute that nobleman now.
so that's going to be an issue.
I can electrocute them now.
My stones!
Your stones.
I know.
Stoves.
Oh, your stoves.
My ingredients. Do you know how I left my fishing rod?
We've left more than enough of value at our last port in the names of all the crew. All you need to do is get back there, which should be no problem for skilled sailors like yourselves.
The last port was a month ago.
But the ship is not going to need its crew any longer. We are...
No.
Unfortunately, I can't allow that to happen.
Let him cook.
As head security
No.
of the ship, I am responsible.
Now,
Contract terminated.
he
Let him
can,
cook.
he can deal with the, you can actually bypass, the problem is, well, you can actually bypass this block, so to speak, by wave walking, and because you don't need to use the gangplanks or anything, you could just wave walk over to the ship.
No. Let him cook.
Or Paris is like, you know what? Fine, take the ship.
On guard, bitch.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
I mean,
Hold up. You just.
I mean, it's a great big ship. It would be hard for you to do. It's a different scale. So let me explain. Any ship's gun, like if you did a gun that was like a ship-to-ship weapon, if a ship's gun is used against a person, it doesn't do like ticks of damage. It eradicates whatever row of damage it's pointed at. So like it does all when it's like how much damage does it do? All the damage. Like it just
Massive damage.
It just does. Yeah, that's how massive damage.
I've created too many Aeroviathans.
So flipping that around, your damage doesn't necessarily register on the scale of the ship.
What if I electrocute people?
Well, you could electrocute people, but the captain on the deck or on the dock isn't the one controlling the ship. Listen, this is what we've been working for years. Not you, but we have been working for years. This is a glorious new beginning for a lot of people. This is something that's never before been seen in this world.
And probably for a reason.
I'm pretty sure there's been a few cocoons.
But not like this. Not with
Really?
thousands of people's dreams. We're going to the thing that will rise up out of this will be something that ties all peoples together.
That's what the Amber cultists thought too, and look at them now.
Well,
Most of
they were crazy, and that thing was an unknown. This is us. This is myself and the day captain. This is something that it's brought together all of the dreams of all of the people that have ever been on the ship.
And what of the nightmares?
Yeah. Tell me.
I mean, that's actually a really good point.
Where's your reasoning behind
And
that?
what of the nightmares?
Where's your reasoning
Then
behind
all of the fears and hopes and dreams of all of the people of the Wildsea will be brought together. And yes, the fears, but also everything that you can combat the fears with. What an opportunity this will be. This will be something that has never been seen in this world before. Yes, there have been Leviathans, but nothing like this. This will be a glory, and you've been a part of it. You will be a part of it. Your dreams as well as ours will go there.
So tell me then, what is this special thing that's going to happen? I would love to.
There will be a new star in the constellation of the Leviathans that roam this world.
Sorry, the whole star thing is a direct.
You lost me at star.
Yeah. The whole star thing is a direct
Sorry,
to the
Cam.
people at this
Unless
table.
it's going up. Unless it's going very far up.
I can't really
And
comply with
filling
that, son.
a certain hole in the sky.
Can't comply.
Also, as much as I would love to see what you left for us at the previous port was a month ago.
But you can get there.
Before our schools
Ships keep coming here. You'll be able to take one of them back. A lot of times they're left abandoned because somebody does something ridiculous. Our ship won't be abandoned.
Exactly, they're not abandoned.
This will be something that has never been. Can you imagine the wonder of this thing? The stone whale combined with a Mothran of its own scope, powered by the dreams and imagination of all the people that have ever ridden her.
All right. So it's no longer a ceramic whale, it's a real whale.
Whale
That's
moth.
literally
Leviathan whale moth, powered by the dreams and nightmares of all who have ever ridden aboard her. That's not what he's saying. That's how I'm summarizing.
Sorry, Mario Luigi reference.
That's
Yes, it will be terrifying, but it will also be awe-inspiring, as any Leviathan is, but it will be made of us. All of the Leviathans have always been these foreign things or creatures infected with years of Krezerin. This is something made of us. Can you not see how wonderful that would be?
This thing has my dream.
Well,
Literally full of wonder.
what does like.
well, going back to that terrifying thing you said,
Well, also.
if the ship's terrifying,
Any great thing is terrible.
Okay, so here's
but
one of my many concerns. We may or may not have left the corpse of a demigod in the cargo bay, and I'm wondering what happens when that also gets combined. It had a lot.
I am sure this will be more. I am sure this will this.
It was like.
I'm sure the
objectively-
Lepidoptera will be more powerful.
What?
Lepidoptera.
Feels very specific. Is that chthonic?
well,
It's
right.
probably
let
Chthonic.
me say one thing about that whole terrifying thing. If our ship is terrifying, it's bad for business.
It's bad business.
All right, let's get on that ship, boys. I'm not letting this
The
happen.
existing is bad for business. I
Okay, shut up.
All right.
Attention all crew! Against the wishes of our captain.
All right, you're gonna have to roll sway.
Shit.
Are you literally?
Mind if I do the honors?
I have 2 sway.
I have 2 sway.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors, lightning.
You know what? We're not letting you do it. Attention all
Tides and sway.
attention all crew members. I'll have you say this.
All right.
Attention all crew members. Our captains are currently
Have been driven mad by the Whisper Will.
have been driven mad in some capacity and are attempting to endanger all of our property.
A 3, 4, and a 5.
All of our property. We
4, and
strongly recommend that the crew help reclaim the property before it can be destroyed.
Thank you.
Not, we've probably got this.
We can just do it on our own if no one's here to help us. Just immediately reach us further on.
I want you. Okay.
Oh, I really wish I had a giant battery that I could blow up the ship.
You did drop the ceramic battery.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
So
if you
you
can get
got your highest was a 5.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a check on the mutiny box towards the mutiny taking of the ship.
I love the mute. We love
It's also a check on the Oops Leviathan track, which you'll notice a lot shorter.
Fine.
You want to be real careful about the Oops Leviathan box.
I wonder what happens when we get to the
The mutiny part, you get a couple of the crew member. You get. I want to say like a half dozen of the crew members.
Is the head engineer there?
Yes, the head engineer does not want their ship to be messed with because it is their ship. Just nobody else realizes it.
That's nothing, man. He'll stop eventually.
But the checkbox here is that the captain has been, as he is a Celicrae,
Thoroughly usurped.
the captain has been untying this thing without you guys noticing. Like part of it has been back here in the back, like untying things because it's a Celicrae and has extra limbs. So it casts off the last of the ties while this is going on.
You're gonna disrupt the audio.
What do you do? Doc,
Keep sparking.
you're on the deck. They've been talking or whatever. What do you do to try to stop this?
Sasangu, get to the cocoon. Get rid of it.
Good idea.
Get rid of it.
Force. Don't hold back.
Preferably without letting the thing inside out.
Full force. Don't hold back. Kill it.
I mean,
Entirely.
I guess I'll do that.
Send its ashes to the
I
pits
guess.
of hell.
Okay.
We're right there.
Are
We're at the gates.
you flying?
Already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just this-
What do you electric? Because the thing is, you can only fly when you're releasing electric voltaic energy. So what are you electrocuting?
There's just a wall of sparks
Meanwhile,
going
I'm
behind
going
him
to-
like a trail.
You're just throwing lightning down and flying?
Yeah. Like,
Meanwhile, I'm gonna get on board the ship and try to stop the day and night captains.
Okay.
I mean,
doing whatever
one of
I
them
can.
is right here.
Well, no, he's flying.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I forgot.
Alright, I'm gonna get onto the ship somehow.
I'm just gonna do that.
Come on, I have way
All right, I'm gonna have you roll.
I think I have an idea. I have
an idea.
I call it a
you're not
whisper.
wrong.
Okay.
I call it a whisper.
Run, throw.
Okay. Sasenku,
Yes.
I'm gonna have you roll. Wow. Grace.
Oh, it's the same.
So that's 1 dice.
Yeah, I know. I'm putting my dice.
And I think vault as you throw yourself up onto the ship. And you're using your lightning on this? Okay. So that's 3.
Does not like the one to do this.
This might be a little bit too short of a track. I'll give him 5. Problem is they don't have to do very much
Oh
to make
wow!
the ship.
1 minute, 1 minute and 6 seconds. Wow.
Sean and I were going for a run, and he wasn't looking forward to the run. And the way our run timer is set up is you run. Well, he wasn't super looking forward to it. I said, "Listen, I know neither one of us really, because we had just had a huge lunch. Like we're back at the farm, and my mom.
Grandmas, you understand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Grandma lunch was pretty extensive, and I said, "Tell you what, because normally we run like 7 minutes and walk a minute." I said, "I'll make the break longer." And we got to the first break, and it goes low
Intensity.
low intensity interval, 1 minute 2 seconds, and he's like, "I hate you." So that's what he's saying. Adding an extra box is, oh, good, 1 minute and 6 seconds, hooray! Anyway, all right. So give me a vault roll.
What?
You're throwing yourself up onto the ship with the lightning. So give me that roll. 3 dice, 2 for vault and 1 for
Rocket boosting.
and 1 for Grace. That is a 6. That is a
Heck
6.
yeah!
6, 5, 4.
3, 2, 1.
0.
1, 6. That means a check on the mutiny box, but no checks on the Oops Leviathan box.
Yay!
Useful.
I love Unity,
Yeah.
All right.
Captain. Woo!
Do you remember how to get to the?
Dear God, I hope so. I hope there's a voice in. I hope there's a voice in your head that's like the actual voice phrase, and I hope it's mine.
Yeah.
From down on the docks? What did we call the engineer? Do you remember?
Something. So.
Can't remember.
Kazo.
Kazo shouts up, "Get me up there! I can disconnect the engines!"
Got you. Hurry up.
Okay.
Now you have a way to just automatically do that.
Oh yeah, I can just like.
But if you do that, he'll be on the ship and you'll be back on the deck.
Just do it.
Just go back.
But if you do that, you'll automatically fill a box just by swapping him up onto the ship. Can you get me up? There. Here. Thank you.
Got you, bro.
And then 10,000 spiders all puke at once. Because it that was not.
Okay. Use
Mutiny.
All right. Check.
the slime.
Slash mark, not an X, but just a slash. Mark, what's it called? What's the swappy?
Bolt switch.
Bolt switch.
Switch.
Oh, that's bad. Only got one left. It count.
It gets count, sir.
Oh, I have such a good idea.
So you wait for him to make the roll to get up on the ship, and then you're like, "Damn it, no!" Again, it has to be a willing crewmate that you swap with. So
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be willing if I fail.
I'm falling to my dad. Swap with me! Swap with me!
I'll take the damage for you.
Okay, so
All right, so you swap, and the engineer goes running off below decks. Whether or not he's actually able to do anything in the time that it's required.
whatever. Check on the Unity box. Is it?
I did check
for
the
us? Is it check for the people?
A check in the mutiny box is a check for the people. All right, you're gonna try and wave walk your way up there.
Hold on. Hear me out. I have an idea.
Yeah.
I call it the whisper upper hand. You see it runs.
Really? Oh, you have a whisper upper hand? Did I give you that?
Yup.
Oh yeah, because
Came with the arm.
when I chopped your arm off. Yeah.
So I'm going to.
If you get double sixes, by the way, I'll check 2 boxes.
It's gonna be a
Or a
lot.
twist. Any twist, I'll check another box if you can think of a twist that'll help.
This is gonna be a lot of work. Luckily, got an upper hand, and I'm gonna use that whisper upper hand.
Okay. And what's that going to do? What is the twist? Oh, wait.
All right. Oh god, this is gonna be so fun. I shot it at
What's?
6.
Okay.
Total
Okay, so what were you hoping to have it do?
Just
Because were
like,
you going to say it? Were you going to speak it?
I was gonna speak it, and then the twist would be the ship comes down because Kazo, because Kazo like he was going to shut the engine off. I was hoping the upper hand would be he was able to do that fast and bring it down close enough for us to get on without any rolls. So what actually happens?
I'm thinking.
Yes, chicken butt.
Really?
Chicken doggy.
Help me out here, guys. What do you think? Because I'm thinking, my first thought is like literally like a plant tree hand reaches up and grabs the ship. But it also like tears up the whole dock and everything and kind of like is damaging the dock and the building and everything like that.
A stairway of like
So I want it to be hand-like is the thing.
Yeah, a stairway of like hand-shaped branches, and also like it's holding down it's holding the ship from moving. That would be so weird.
You'd be climbing up like the army.
Well, okay. Are we good with that? Okay, so here's it. Have you guys ever been through like a road or something where the trees have grown over top of it to make it kind of like a tunnel?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the trees around the ship grow like just burst up, and the branches knit together. They look kind of like fingers coming together, and they knit together over top of the ship. But they're also everywhere else, and they're super aggressive for this thing. I need you. And honestly, it's terrifying because it's accompanied by whispers coming up out of the well and filling the air with forgotten things that were cast aside for greed. And that fills the air around all of you. So you're sort of like soaked in every desperate thing that anybody has ever thrown away trying to get something that they thought they needed.
I remember something.
Markimeyer. What do you remember? And then Markimeyer that goes along with that.
So you know that thing I wanted from the Whisper Well?
Yeah.
That ingredient container that never runs out?
Yeah.
That was what I threw in last time.
The ingredient container?
That never runs. An a container of just pure salt. A salt shaker that never runs out.
Who'd you get that from? Did you get it from a family member or something?
That's the only thing I remember is what I threw in.
You remember? Okay, so what's the mire that you mark?
Your ancestors whisper of your disappointment. Why would
So
you
it had to have been like a grandfather that gave that to you.
Why would you throw out such a valuable item?
Exactly. All right. What is Philip? What's the mire that you feel as all of these things are
The
swirling?
call of the Undereast grows strong.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, somehow all of this stuff boiling up out of the Undereaves makes the Undereaves seem like an enticing place to be and to go. And let's just check that. Check that mire. So it might give you cut if it applies going forward. And what mire does all of this stuff boiling up out of the Undereaves hit you with? This is because the whisper is a shout.
Your voice is thunder, impossible to solve.
Oh, got that.
That's gonna be fun. So I'm marking. Am I marking 2 mutiny? I think I'm marking 2 mutiny for that because it was a shout. Hey, you're up to 5. That's 50% of the way there.
Mutiny.
Okay, so the ship is moored in some way, shape, or form, but the engines are still there, and it has 2 different sets of engines, so that's still a thing. Philip, how about you try to wave walk across a bunch of trees that are actively growing.
It should make it easier to get up.
If you can grab one that's moving, sure. All right, so what's your wave walk?
1.
What's your grace?
1.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Of course.
Your grace is 3. No, it isn't.
Sir, I would like to earn your actually.
I have 3 grades.
Okay. Wholehearted.
Yes.
That doesn't give you an extra dice, but whatever you get will be treated like it's one result better than normal for this move because you're trying to get on the ship that you're connected to.
All right. Perfect. A 6 and a 1. So.
Better than drive.
Yeah.
How do we keep getting 6s?
I mean, because.
Tomorrow.
All right. So you head out into the waves, and as the trees are bursting up around you, you grab onto the branch of one that's growing really fast, and basically let it carry you up onto the deck.
You actually grab the specific, strangely hand-shaped growth of branches.
Yeah, it's just like, like in the pirate movies where they grab a hold of a rope and cut a different rope, and it tears you up into the. It's basically that, but with a tree.
The branch basically goes. You're like a waft missile.
Do you cut down or incapacitate the captain when you come down onto the deck right behind him?
Incapacitate.
Okay. Duly noted. We have 3 left.
Mutiny.
Man, this was so easy. I can't wait for something to go wrong.
Don't speak.
Oh, what's that I hear? Is that the hubris bell? Hubris bell ringing?
We're all about to get like just only 1s and 2s and 3s and
It's about to be awful. Wait, do I put a mark on wholehearted? Because
Yeah, you do.
one of those.
You put a mark on wholehearted.
I have no skills that would allow me to get up there very easily.
You should stay down there and rally. You should stay down there and rally the crew.
Do you have wait, let me look at your character. Because you
Cocked, cook, flourish, harvest, hunt, send, sense. What about languages?
I mean, you could boy, that would be. You don't need to get up there though.
Yeah. He could
I'd
rally.
like-
He
I'd
could
like
rally the
to.
crew.
You could rally the crew.
I suggest that you rally the crew.
Sure, yeah. I'll just use my
No, you
plentiful
what do you want?
social abilities.
Dude, that's languages.
Yeah.
Alright,
So yeah, you have a 3 in low sour. Or what?
got one rock spitting through
Rock-
an
Not. See, I'm going to go with old hand. And the reason is because of the absolute cacophony of growth around you makes it impossible for anybody to see that. So you're literally using the hand signals that the crew have developed over the years that you probably taught them for communicating on the ship without having to say anything. So you're doing these quick little hand signals from crew to crew member around the thing, and you're using that with which edge makes the most sense? What are you asking them to do?
I'm so happy somebody has.
Are you trying to sway them to bring them all together? Are you trying to get them to attack?
Yeah.
To like storm the bridge?
tides, because it's kind of vibes. I'm just
Okay.
like, what do they have to lose
Tides.
from the ship going?
Tides plus old hand.
What
It's
will
3.
you lose if you?
What will you lose? What are they losing if the ship goes down?
And
From
yes. You're just rolling tides plus old, so 3.
6, 3, 2.
So they are, some of them are, they're grabbing the lead ropes that are still, they're like the mooring ropes and stuff that are on the deck and using them to throw out, like they're basically lassoing the edges of the ship so they can pull themselves aboard. Or some of them are wave walking, but yeah, you basically get everybody together like, yeah, and then they all like storm towards the thing. You're still on the dock like, go! Do it for me!
Oh, that's a check on the immunity box.
Huh?
That's a check on the immunity box.
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
not gonna say anything about it because the hubris spell might start ringing.
Oh yes.
Since you bolt switch the mechanic, I'm going to have you roll 3 for the mechanic. Well, that's a 6.
6, 4, and 3, I guess.
To quote gamblers,
He's able to disable the steam engine, getting to the other one. He's as we have discovered, him going anywhere near the moth cocoon is a bad plan, but he can disable at least one of the 2 engines that the ship has.
Yep.
Very quickly, and he does that.
Woohoo! Nothing bad will ever happen.
The crew. If you keep rolling 6s, yeah. All right.
Hey, we've only got $1 left.
Houston, with the crew storming across the deck behind you, but you taking the lead.
Can I lead them in a charge?
You can lead them in charge to the
To the
bridge. Door's locked,
Yeah.
but
I'm gonna kick it down.
all right. Give
FBI style, baby. Oh, hi, Doc.
He's been there the whole time. All right.
He has never had a pet in his life.
Fair.
You know?
Yeah, but he also surprised me. I did not expect him just to spring at me.
Downward and uses
This is
violence.
Just like me.
Or me.
I need you to roll iron and what mire did you take?
I took the call of the Undereves.
I mean, there is something to be said for the fact that if you just let the ship go down in there, you can go down with it and find out what's down there.
Sense, sway.
He's just I think if you're gonna break, well, you don't really have break.
Yeah, I have harvest, hunt.
Are you hunting the captain?
I'm hunting the captain.
We're gonna go with harvest because it's like chopping at stuff and you're basically having to chop your way through the door.
All right.
I'm going to give you Meyer because the whisper of the Undereves is strong. It's like, just let this happen. Ride the ship down. Just ride the ship down. So we're gonna cut your best dice.
Ah,
What was that?
ding, ding, ding.
What was it?
It was a 1 and 3.
And a 3?
Yep.
Oh, they were both fails. Yikes.
Ding, ding, ding.
Still not as good as me. Defeated.
Okay.
Oh, that's why. Hey, why are there?
Why did I mark 2? So yeah, you start to chop at the door, and the first blow is like really hard, and then the second one's not as hard, and you're kind of like, maybe we should just let this happen. And a couple of the crew member that have come up behind you's like, what? Yeah, we could just.
They're about to kill you.
Maybe they're right.
Houston,
I mean, this would be amazing.
beaten it.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah, tell him.
Bye. No, then, not you.
Is that what's happening? Get in your senses. Good job, bro. There you go. Literally, emotional, mental skill issue. We call that depression.
What's the dog's hounding me? Oh, because absolutely.
You could bolt switch him out of there if he's
I
willing.
mean, if he doesn't want to be on the ship so much.
But I'm not willing.
Yeah, it's true. If he's not willing, he's not willing.
I'm not crazy.
You'd have. You can try again, but you don't really. The problem is breaking down the door is not really your strong suit.
Yeah.
You got these little noodle arms for fencing.
All right, can I go lead them to break down the door then?
Sure. Yes, you can do this. You're like, this is just your strength is leaving you, but that doesn't mean you can't say something. Break it down. All right. So what is that going to be?
Sway?
Sway? Sure.
All right.
And what?
And
Tied.
tides.
I'm still going to make you cut one.
All right. Darn it. All right, it was a 3. 3 was my lowest.
What was your best one?
A 6. So it's 4.
Still a 4 though. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Ding, 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 ding.
So that's 1 mark on the Oops Leviathan, but also 1 mark on the mutiny. The ship is tearing itself loose from the branches and starting to pull towards the Whisper Well. And then it kind of loses momentum as the crew storms into the bridge and like tackles the captain away from the
Yeah.
Away from-
it actually crashes nose distance from where I was
kinda
standing,
ground.
getting ready to.
kind of grinds out and
It kind of
stops.
grinds and then like nose distance away from where I was planning to. Okay. That was fast. Hubris bow be damned. We got this, boys.
I told you plot armor always wins.
Plot armor does not always win.
Plot armor always wins. Unless
Goku
they don't
died
have.
3 times.
Yeah, and he's
Have you ever heard the acronym TPK before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what it stands for?
No.
Total party kill. There's a reason it's an acronym. It's because it happens often enough that people had to make up a term for it. So there's plot armor is something that happens to other people.
Especially people whose lives are entirely decided by shiny rocks.
Isn't it nice that I added an extra box, Mr. 1 minute 6 seconds?
Listen, 6 seconds more. I felt 6.
What happens if Oops Leviathan and Mutiny happens at the same time?
6 seconds. I just got.
It's a.
You stopped the ship. You stopped the ship 6 seconds before it was about to fall into the Whisper Well.
You're welcome.
Yeah, hold on 1 minute here. 1 second.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. So we're gonna wrap up, but I'm gonna give a little like epilogue thing here. I want you guys to give me a little epilogue thing. As the ship crew manages to retain sanity and control over the ship. Stop chopping necks. How
Insanity. Stop dropping that.
what? Give us a where are they now, like from a month later or a week later or something like that.
Yeah.
No. That.
Throwing yourself into the Whisper World, just swan dive.
Take me.
My ultimate destiny. Come, please.
And then you're spit out about. And then 6 seconds later.
Not even the Whisper Well. My hair turned blonde. That's the only thing.
Now you have naturally blue hair, just like an antagonist.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, you got the. Look at all of these stars.
Is your thing 1 month later just flying over the clouds, like on your own? Just
Yeah, just electrocuting the ground below me everywhere.
They're in the ground. The ground is 3 miles below the tree line.
Lightning travel.
Sasenku is working on becoming a proto-Leviathan.
Yeah. I'm working on
I mean, he's got the.
becoming.
It's like, what, 7 feet tall?
So like a month from now is you. There's a storm around this mountaintop, and we get in closer, and we realize that you're at the peak of the mountain, like, and you're like fighting the storm as practice.
There's like a flash of like a iron jaw whale in the clouds.
All right. What about you?
Actually, you know what? I'm not even in charge of the whole ship. I'm the head cook.
No, if you be in charge of the
It's
ship.
not already the head cook.
I think you're already the head cook.
Oh.
You've accomplished nothing.
I will take charge of the ship.
No, there's got to be a night captain and a day captain.
Oh,
I'm going on, Captain.
the captain.
I will be in charge of the ship. I will be the ship.
Hold on.
I will be the.
Okay, so Gavin got his scene. Middle of the night on the sky.
Or is he running the moth engine? Is he keeping the moth engine in?
No, we cut it out and threw it off.
Yeah.
No complications.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Listen, we forgot
Hey, hey,
it
hey.
later, so. Alright, so there's a month later, middle of the night, literal, it's like, it's new moon, and the sky whale is flying through the air.
Uh-huh.
Somebody's trying to steal something from like off-limits cargo bay.
Uh-huh.
And in the glint of torchlight, there is a golden arm and a very well-worn saber.
Like, shh, as long as we're quiet, nobody will know that we're here. Shing, shing.
Wrong.
You,
I speak about singing. I like to.
And then you hear Houston say, "Gentlemen, stealing from this ship is bad for business."
We've got a very valuable piece of cargo.
All right. And we're going to wrap up there with the bad for business. All right. Thank you,
We
guys.
started with it. We ended with it.
Kind of a
We only lost
all the way from ship.
kind of a
We
crazy
started with it. We ended with it. We only lost one limb in between.
kind of a crazy game, but what do you guys think?
Bad for business.
Absolutely.
Let's go into the
Absolute cinema.
Well, this is not, I don't know that this is necessarily a great example of what RPGs are, Gavin, but that's not a bad example, in which case you should have a general idea of what this whole thing is.
If you want to get better at playing RPGs, I suggest the lovely game Baldur's Gate.
That's fine for the tactical.
It's ARPG.
It's a CRPG.
It gets you into the mindset.
Yeah, it's fine for, you get some of the drama and stuff like that, but I don't know that I would necessarily. Well, let me put this another way. I cannot, in good conscience, recommend Baldur's Gate for someone who is 14 or 15 years old who is not my kid, because it is not.
Because there's a certain level of autism you need to play that game.
No, because there is a certain age rating on it that I can't recommend, and